It's a demonstrable fact that any so-called curvature is optical and not physical. And today I'm just going to show you a very simple way to break the globe Earth theory using mathematics and two observers. We're going to chuck in a church of love as well. But first we want to get some globe mathematics, essentially the curvature, over two distances, 20 miles and 40 miles. When we look at 20 miles, we get 266 feet of curve, apparently. And then we look at 40 miles, we get 1,066 feet of curve. Okay, so we've got those two as our reference for reference globe Earth curvature. And this is where it gets silly. So we got our two observers, observer A and observer B. Both are on the shoreline here. Observer A is looking at observer B, who happens to be 20 miles away. Observer B is looking at the Church of Love, which is in the opposite direction of observer A, but also happens to be 20 miles away. According to the globe Earth mathematics, there's 266 feet of curve that both these observers will encounter, which is cited as physical, but as we know demonstrably, it's only optical. And we're going to see, again, through globe mathematics, why that is. So let's just assume both of these have the optical effects which are cited as curvature, and in their eyes the globe Earth would seem observably true, even though it's not demonstrably. The problem is, when observer A wants to get on the action and have a look at the Church of Love, if what he was seeing over the first 20 miles of his observation was physically true and not optically true, according to the globe Earth mathematics, the second half of his 40-mile observation, essentially the last 20 miles, according to the globe Earth theory, there should be 800 extra feet of curve. But as we know, observer B, who did his observation and snuck a peek at the Church of Love, only observed what appeared to be around about, say, 266 feet of so-called curve, which again we know is optical and not physical. And this is a prime example to show you why the globe Earth mathematics breaks and fails when you use cross-referencing two observers. Because the second half of observer A's long-range observation should have 800 extra feet of curve. But observer B wouldn't see that. No one's ever seen 800 feet of curve over a body of 20 miles. We all see the same optical effects generally. They're affected by the variables on the day. Obviously our vision being one of the most important aspects of these long-range observations, and of course the medium as well. It's all optical, folks, and not physical. And that's, like I've just shown you there, is a simple way to break the globe, using its own mathematics, two observers, in this instance a Church of Love. Where did the missing 800 feet of so-called curvature go for observer A's observation when observer B, looking at the Church of Love, didn't encounter it? Obviously I'm talking hypothetical scenarios here, but you can go out and test and verify this for yourself. The globe fails anyway. It's physically impossible. But when you strip it bare, like I said, two observers, a Church of Love, some globe mathematics sprinkled in. Remember, between A and the Church of Love, that 40-mile distance, there's supposed to be over 1,000 feet of curve. But when you split it down with two observers, they'd only get 266 feet of curve essentially over their each observation, meaning there's lots of missing curve for observer A if he was to do the long-range observation. Of course, when you elevate yourself anyway, taking a reference point of the horizon, it highlights the Earth's not a ball anyway. And of course, like I said, demonstrably, the globe Earth theory is physically impossible. It's just a mathematical concept that requires naive, gullible individuals to buy into a silly story. Have a good one, everyone.